weird.
I'm pretty sure no matter what, Emma would say that.
Just stop before you embarrass yourself.
We'll just have to wait and see what next week's results look like.
Can't wait.
Anyway, what do you think that was all about with Instructor Sarah?
What do you mean?
Oh, you mean that whole thing about going out of town to meet someone?
Interesting.
Going out of town? Won't be back until tomorrow night? It's almost as if...
She's having some sort of, like,
She's
illicit
going to meet
meeting?
her secret lover?
Of course that's where Emma goes.
Impossible. The Empire hasn't yet turned out a man desperate enough to woo that alcoholic typhoon.
I think there are a lot of people who play this game who would totally
You
be
have
all
a
over
point.
that.
I can't deny she's got the looks to snare a man, but with that personality and that lifestyle...
I have a couple friends I know who would get along quite well with someone with that kind of lifestyle.
You guys are terrible. Totally agreed, though.
That's rough. You guys gotta keep putting Sarah down. I think she's awesome.
Ouch. Not surprised to hear that from you, though, Reen. She always seems to dump the most work on you.
Yeah, she likes us.
Will you be helping the student council again tomorrow?
As always.
That's the plan. Heck, I'm almost looking forward to being the student council's errand boy after holding up studying for so long.
Perhaps so.
Oh, please let us know if you plan on exploring the old schoolhouse.
Yeah, we have a whole cast of characters we can take with us to the schoolhouse now.
Yeah, I'd be glad to lend a hand this time.
Thanks. Better watch out, though. I might take you up on that offer.
Yeah, it might get rough.
Ooh, looks like we're all up for a little exploration this time.
Hey. Oh,
Come to think of it, where did Gaius run off to?
that is a good question. Why isn't he with us?
He mentioned the principal wanted to have a word with him. You think he went there?
Oh, yeah. Wonder what that was about.
Oh, is he in trouble?
I hope he hasn't gotten into trouble. I mean, I doubt he would.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Gaius doesn't really seem the type.
I have no idea. Fee and Laura left early too. I was kind of hoping we could all walk back to the dorm together for once.
Yeah, we are kind of missing some parts of the class, unfortunately.
That sounds nice.
Hey, so this might just be my imagination, but do those two seem kind of awkward around each other to anyone else?
Yeah, it does look like Fee and Laura have some sort of tension. If I had to guess, they do mention that Fee told everybody about her past. If I had to guess, that would probably be the only thing that could have caused that problem.
Really?
It seems like it started around the beginning of the month. I wonder if something happened then. It's like they've been avoiding each other ever since.
Me and Usus, doing the same thing.
You say that, but I did not take either as the type to dwell on petty issues or misunderstandings.
Yeah, they don't really seem the type to do that kind of thing.
Neither did I. We've been trying to suss out what the problem between them is, but so far, no luck.
I wonder if that's what that was all about.
What's on your mind, Machias?
Did you see something, Machias?
What happened?
Well, do you remember the day we gave our group reports on what happened during last month's field study? We gave a truthful account, including the part where Fee used an explosive to blast open the door to my cell.
Yeah, so?
Yeah?
That's when we found out that Fee used to be in a Jaeger Corps.
Yeah.
That really threw me for a loop, but what does that have to do with Laura?
Well, when that came up, I couldn't help but notice Laura had a rather unpleasant expression.
Does she maybe have an issue with Jaegers for one reason or another?
It flashed across her face for only a moment, though, so I wondered if I had just imagined it.
Interesting.
Interesting
But
indeed.
even if we assume that's true, what reason would she have to be upset?
I can hardly...
We all have certain things we'd rather keep to ourselves. We even have a member of this very class who remains tight-lipped about her own family, after all.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Elisa, why not just tell us right now?
Do you really have to drag me into this?
I mean, at the end of the day, everybody has their reason to keep their secrets, so... We already know that Emma's hiding stuff, too, so...
My apologies. I meant no offense. I do have my suspicions as to your lineage, however.
Really?
The blush on Elisa. So much fun.
Ugh, you. Now, getting angry won't accomplish anything.
But it's so much fun.
Don't worry. We're not going to twist your arm into telling us. When you're ready to talk about it, we'll be ready to listen.
Reen, taking the high road, being the nice guy.
It's not like I'm trying to make a big deal out of it or anything. It's just, if everyone knew, it'd make things awkward between us, and I don't want that. Welcome back, my lady.
Oh.
Huh?
Oh. It's the maid.
What? Sharon?
Her name is Sharon, apparently.
It's so delightful to see you again.
Oh, hey, it's that maid I ran into the other day.
It is indeed.
You know her?
Sort of.
What are you doing here? She didn't. Mother didn't. But of course, I was sent here at the behest of the chairman herself.
Fair enough.
Starting today, I will be assuming the position of caretaker for Class 7's dormitory.
I mean, I guess it could use a caretaker. We don't really have a maid or anything, so I wonder if we needed one. The dorms seemed like they were relatively well taken care of. Shock. Sharon Kruger.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, everyone. My name is Sharon Kruger. I am a servant in the employ of the Reinford household, Lady Elisa's family.
Well, cat's out of the bag. So it's Elisa Reinford, which is the arms company that we all know about.
I will do all I can to be of service to you, so please keep me informed of anything you might need.
We'll do what we can, I guess. This is a turn of events. Beyond the railways. Chapter 3. Hey, Sunday, our free day. So as opposed to our pseudo-studying free day, now we have an actual free day.
Whoa!
Whoop. Hey, breakfast. A good-looking breakfast, too. Some soup, some eggs, nice toast, bacon.
Simply spectacular.
Not quite sure what the greenery is, but some sort of vegetable.
Just how many different types of food are there here?
This looks more than edible.
Were breakfasts not like this before, I guess?
I believe this is what they call an imperial breakfast.
Ah, okay.
That's right, Emma. It's a traditional Erebonian style of breakfast.
I mean, yeah, it's like your classic.
I must apologize. It's taken me some time to familiarize myself with this kitchen, so my cooking has been a bit lackluster.
I get the impression that that might be a bit of an exaggeration, or an understatement of her abilities.
Come now, Sharon. Your skill is something to be praised. This is far more colorful and varied than the breakfast served in my own home.
I would compare this spread favorably with the breakfast served in the Duke's household.
Oh, so it's comparative to like a noble family.
I'm honored that you think so. I've also brewed both tea and coffee if anyone would like some.
Elisa's doing the tsundere thing. I love it. It's so much fun.
I get the feeling Elisa is less than impressed with the meal.
I don't think it has anything to do with the meal.
It sounds like they had a big argument yesterday.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Not a chance! I thought I'd finally gotten away from her. I'm not going to let her have her way this time. My lady, please. I truly don't believe the chairman sent me to keep an eye on you like that.
Somehow I get the impression that that's a lie.
She simply sent me so that her beloved daughter might have fewer inconveniences in her daily life. I can take perfectly good care of myself, thank you very much.
Oh,
Oh, fine. I'll take this up with her myself then. Is she in the office at corporate today, or is she out on inspection or something? I believe she'll be dining with the Ministry of Railways president in the capital today.
fair enough.
After that, she'll be continuing her inspection tour, so she won't be back in Ruhr for another 5 days.
So I guess we're stuck with Sharon for a little bit.
Does she ever slow down? I'm surprised she doesn't burn through a pair of shoes a week. Anyway, I'm not going to take this lying lying down. She's stuck her nose into things one too many times.
I can't believe that R actually stood for Elisa Reinford.
I mean, we had our suspicions, but
And from the sound of it, her mother's the company chairman, too.
fair enough.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that Elisa's mom is basically in charge of the continent's biggest industrial company.
Wouldn't it be more of a corporation at this point?
Her family's probably got more money than most of the aristocracy. I can see why she'd want to keep her family under wraps, what with all the nobles here.
I guess that makes sense. Some people might look at her as a nouveau riche sort of mentality. Granted, the company implies to have been around for some time now,
Anyway, I object to everything about this.
but she doesn't like have the blood of a rich person.
Considering how busy Mother is, I'm sure she needs your assistance far more than I do.
I knew it. You're really concerned about her, aren't you?
It's kind of complicated. I'm not really sure if that's what's actually happening or if Sharon's just trying to tease her here.
The way you two care so much for each other deep down is one of the reasons I'm so proud to serve you.
That's preposterous.
Either that or this is supposed to be a bit more comedic and we're supposed to side with Sharon here. I don't...
Oh, my lady, I almost forgot to mention that I made plenty of your favorite apricot jam.
Ooh, she likes apricot jam.
Would you like me to spread some on your toast?
Oh,
Ooh, really?
oh.
I mean, stop treating me like a child.
But it's so much fun.
Though yes, I would like some jam.
It's almost heartwarming to watch.
It is actually really cute.
Looks like Sharon's got her number.
At the beginning of the day with Sharon's peerless breakfast, the members of Class 7 left to go about their daily routine. Gotta check our student council requests. Mailbox 201. Alright, what do we got? Secret admirer. I'm in need of aid. Some fair maiden has sent me several messages proclaiming her love for me, and who would blame her? I simply must know who she is. So, would some kind soul help me find her and bring her to me? More details behind the storage building. Vincent Florald, Year 2, Class 1. Fair enough. George and Angelica, born to be Orbital. We're testing the Orbital bike's capabilities on the highway near Trista. If you're curious, come talk to us in the engineering building. Oh, that's awesome. We're all over that. Old Schoolhouse Mystery 3, Principal Van Dyke. This month, I would like the members of Class 7 to commit themselves to their noble academic pursuits. Though I know studious as you all are, I can expect that anyway. So on top of that, I would like you to continue your exploration of the Old Schoolhouse and report your findings to me, Principal Van Dyke. It's a request from George and Angelica. With the Orbital bike, too. I wonder if we'll be able to help them with it. Yeah, so we got the Orbital bike, we got the schoolhouse, and we got to help Vincent out. It's the first son I've seen in days. Might as well make the most of it. Alright. See if we can't run around and chat with everybody a little bit. Take care while you're out, Masterine. I should be able to prepare a tremendous feast for all of you while you're away. Looking forward to it. By the way, is what happened this morning pretty indicative of how things usually are between you and Elisa? Seemed like you two were arguing, but if you paid attention, I could tell this wasn't the case. Precisely. Been together for some time. Okay. Relief to see she is very much the same as she always was. Sharon seems to be able to handle any situation. You can see why she has no trouble dealing with Elisa, at least. Come to me should you have any requests. I'll do everything I can to accommodate your wishes, especially since you're so close a friend to Lady Elisa. Why the heart? What does she mean? I'll keep that in mind. Interesting. Alright, we got a busy looking free day. We have 7 bonding points. There's a lot of things to do today. Alright, let's check out the upstairs, see who's up here before we head out of the dorm room. I guess the whole building is empty other than Sharon. We already checked on our maid, I believe, but let's talk to her anyway. Instructor also stays here. Yeah, she's out of town if we remember. Going off to meet somebody. Everybody thinks she's having some sort of illicit meeting with a secret lover. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. Sarah being Sarah, it's always kind of hard to believe, but it's certainly possible. Can I get this audio? Why is this music so loud every time? Give me one sec here. At least according to Streamlabs, it looks a little better. Does he now? Some berry tarts. He's always asking for me to make some. Try our hand at making some. Wait, sweet. I'll take a recipe. Berry tarts. How are we doing on recipes anyway? Making our way down the list. Can't complain. Alright. Nobody up here? No? Just hopping in, checking on the happy family. Getting a new recipe, nothing to complain about there. Check out the pawn shop. Hey, it's Crow. We're feeling pretty good about them, actually. Sitting slightly above average, fair enough. It would have gone better if I had cheated. I mean, probably yes. Why would Mikt be able to get the test's answers? More importantly, why would he sell them? We weren't really, but he knows she's out of town. That's interesting. No, he doesn't know. I mean, come on now. That's interesting. Well, we'll have to keep an eye on him. Always says weird stuff. Did you now? Oh, he must mean Sharon. Academic year strikes me as odd, however. It is a bit strange. Obviously, we have some tension there, but we'll see how Elisa and her get along. Need to do every day, it's make food. I mean, yes, this is the case. Brave the elements and head out to buy ingredients every day. I mean, that might be a bit of a romanticization. Is that even a word at this point? It might be a bit of an exaggeration that's braving the elements and whatnot to go buy groceries. What part of being a housewife doesn't? I mean, not to knock being a housewife by any means. It's perfectly respectable. I just mean to say I'm not sure that it's... I'm not sure that I would place it as something that requires, like, braving the elements as a criteria. I think that she would have different things to have problems with. Hello, Laura. Yeah, what's going on? It is a little odd to see Laura all by herself. Interested in the store's wares, so I decided to browse for a while. That sounds nice. Why not? Let's hang out with Laura. Mind if I join you? Go on a little shopping trip. I guess? I was gonna say, I'm not sure Rean is any more equipped than she would be. Maybe he is, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Oh, this is some nice music. Oh, that's cool. Well, whatever we do know about. Oh, and what's that? What sort of goods and accessories do girls my age tend to like? Are you trying to buy something for yourself? What? Notice there's a significant difference between myself and other girls here. Is she feeling lacking in femininity? When shopping with Monica, I was searching for equipment to keep my sword in shape. Well, she's fawning over cute accessories and the like. Doesn't this prove that I'm rather strange? I mean, strange is kind of a mean way to put it. Maybe non-traditional, per se. Not that that's a bad thing by any means, just it's probably a better word than strange. Yeah, she's from a different background, you're from a different place, and you're a different person, so it makes sense that you would have different things that you value. A little different. I mean, she has some interesting priorities. I think we can all agree on that. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if she wants to be a little, for lack of a better word, a little girlier, what's wrong with that? I mean, if that's something you want to do, Laura, I mean, whatever we can do to help. Which item here would most likely grab a girl's attention? Yeah, Reen seems to struggle with the opposite sex. Not to say that Reen has a hard time being friends, but I think what she's going for is like attractiveness, and Reen always seems oddly platonic. Part of that might be a writing choice, but I think also part of it might just be that Reen is the kind of guy who doesn't know how to approach that sort of thing. Yeah, I was going to say the plush is probably the obvious choice. Mascot plush that was sitting off the shelf. How about this Mishy plush? So that's what Mishy looks like. Popular character over at Crossbell. Fair, fair. Really charming, to say the least. Grabbed a strap with a blue-haired muscle man attached to it. The Dogi character has a rather gallant look to him, doesn't he? Yeah, I was gonna say, most girls probably wouldn't go for the buff-looking keychain thing, is from what it sounds like what she's describing. Not that that's an issue, per se. I guess if that's what she likes, it's such a weird topic to really talk about, because, I mean, there's no... Either way, whatever she wants is really bottom line what they should approach, but if she's asking for advice, then Reen should provide whatever he can, which in this case is the girlier aspect. More challenging than I had expected. Is it, though? Ended up looking at an assortment of products appealing to Laura's unique tastes. In the end, they ended up purchasing the Mishy plush. Oh. Interesting. So she ended up going with what Reen suggested initially. Couldn't be more grateful for your assistance. Weren't for you, I would purchase something. Would never have purchased something so nice. Well, I mean, if you like it, that's awesome. What other girls my age remains tenuous. Long, harsh path ahead of me if I'm ever to truly know. I mean, if you're interested in getting to know more about that sort of thing, or perhaps being more of a participant in that sort of lifestyle, then by all means, you can keep training it and go get there. Laura is the kind of person I'm pretty sure who can achieve just about anything, so... Though Reen is pointing out, you don't have to do that. Like, you're perfectly fine how you are, Laura. Yeah, that's why we like you. Giving me a lot to think about today. Huh. I guess we'll keep that in mind. It's an interesting response to give. I'd like for us to go shopping again if you ever have the time. Is there a ship sailing? Is that what's happening right here? I mentioned before that our official choices towards the end, you do actually, there's obviously some romantic undertones throughout the game. Reen ends up in a position of the player's choice where he can spend more time with some of the different characters and make decisions about who he decides to spend time with. Ultimately, we're going to go with, I won't spoil anything like that, but we're going to go with the canon decision. Just for the sake of the playthrough. But I will try and show off everything that I can. That's part of the reason with New Game Plus, we have the ability to really spend time with everyone. But at the end of the day, I do think we're going to stick to the official pairing. That being said, it does look like this is kind of the beginnings of, you know, maybe a little bit more friendly relations between Reen and Laura here, going on shopping trips, buying her cute gifts, you know. Granted, they don't say who purchased the plushie in this case. It did indeed. Ooh, level 3. There it is. Be a cover. Okay. Hello, sir. I think we spoke already. Is she? I like the cut of her jib. Like, give her a little bonus. Hey man, I respect you, Brandon. Seems a little disappointed on how she did on the midterms. Tried to help her study, I really did, but she wasn't having it. Unaware of the trouble she's in until something bad has happened. That is an interesting frog dilemma to have. I didn't do so well in those exams. Maybe I should have listened to Hugo and studied more. Didn't expect it to be that hard. Well, she's been working a little too much, I guess, and kind of caught up to her. It's unfortunate, but at the very least, she has some work experience to fall back on, and it's only midterms. She's got more exams later she can use to recover. Alright. It's gradually getting warmer now. The rainy season is coming to an end. So we had a rainy season. Is that spring? Is that what they mean? Rainy season is kind of a weird statement to say, because rainy season usually applies to like tropical places. Like I've lived in places where there is a rainy season, because that's like an actual season, as opposed to Erebonia seems to come across as like a temperate climate more so, where you would normally have a spring, summer, fall, and winter. In which case, you don't tend to hear the statement rainy season. As it so happens, we have the latest summer fashions in stock. Did they get new? Still the same stuff they had before. And I still have no money, so what are you gonna do? Hey, it's Colette. Oh, cool. There's a huge clearance sale in the spring lineup. That's pretty normal. Wait a minute, if I buy these and save them for next year, I could save a real bundle. Yeah, it's a storage issue, especially for students, I imagine. That's kind of a problem. I don't know how big their dorm rooms are, but... Class 7 obviously has some gigantic rooms, but I would imagine the lower class students maybe don't have quite as much space. What's up with the stern look, Fee? Oh. Turns out I'll be drunk. Well, I mean, you joined the club, so... I need to go get tools. Sounds tough. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna be serious about it, stick to it, you'll be fine. Should I give her a hand? I want to actually do something really quickly here. What is... Why is her bow crooked? Has it always been like that? I'm just only noticing this now. Well, we will spend time with Fee, apparently, in just a second here. There's some gardening club's newest member. It's so wonderful to see people interested in gardening. Have to help her out as much as possible if she has any questions. I want to make sure we talk to everybody around here first before I forget who I have and haven't talked to. There's the florist and the boutique owners. Alright, we compile a list of every single cute girl in Trista. Have you now? Your class gets to travel. I can see how a photography buff would be somewhat jealous of our eclectic travel plans. Yeah, definitely. A trip to Heimdall. Well, I mean, still, that's not too bad. Going to a nearby city, especially one of, like, the capital. I would assume there's plenty of things to take pictures of there. Mobile radios weren't nearly as common 3 years ago as they are now. Oh. It's a real struggle when I first started Radio Trista. I can imagine the proliferation of actual, like, radios to receive said broadcast would probably be limited. You see it a lot with any new technology, right? New consoles, new televisions, new anything like that. Like, especially with, like, new TVs, for example, they always talk about, like, oh, 4K resolution, but no TV channels in 4K, so why bother buying the TV? The opposite is the case here, where the radio station exists and is broadcasting, but no one owns a radio to receive it. I could see that. Yeah, you just take a little bit of a loss or something on getting an install base in place. Just a radio station. Oh, the ever popular Abend time. So that's like the main show now, isn't it? That's awesome. Misty is pretty awesome. She has a really nice voice. Well, no complaints here. We'll definitely listen to some Abend time later. Drop by the cafe. Hi. I mean, yeah, I imagine they'd be happy. Results stay at Thor's tend to do that. Oh no, Dolly. Don't hit us with that. Started listening to the newfangled Orbital radio station recently. It's quite a contraption. He'd even tell you in the news. Yeah, it's a little faster than getting the paper, certainly. It also, yeah, it makes it a little bit more, reduces the gap between the reader and writer, if you will. You don't want to be one of those students who gets heat stroke or whatever right after their midterms, do you? Get some eats and beat the heat. Nice marketing, my dude. Ugh. Anything up here? Nothing? Alright, cool. On to the next area. Drop by the bookstore, and then we'll turn back and go spend some time with Fee. Nobody in here. What's up, Keens? How do you feel about your midterms done with? Don't make mistakes thinking about that now. You don't have to study now. The exams are over. I mean, we still need to, definitely. Your answers, see where you went wrong, and when you get your test back. That's always a good idea. If you're ever going to get the opportunity to review, do it. Grab a book about chess, teaching, and Erebonian horsemanship. Get a little bit of extra bonding points out of those books later. Let's turn. Look, Fee. We already talked to her earlier. Let's go ahead and spend some time with her. Why not? Hey, you want our help? Have fun. I was gonna say, we're not doing it for you, Fee. That's not what that means. Aww. Here she was, hoping she got out of it. I legitimately never realized that her... Is that supposed to be like that? That her bow is not... Huh. I'll have to go back and check. You got no shortage of options. Have you got any idea what you want to raise? Oh. Yep. Took a small bag filled with seeds and showed it to Reen. What are these? Flower seeds. I don't know what they're called, though. When I was in the Corps, had them ever since. Oh. Do you know where they need to be planted or any special things that need to be done for them? About raising them with love. I don't know if it was a joke. My mom says something about same things about the plants she grows in our kitchen. I would imagine Adel says something similar. Yeah, there it is. I don't know much about love, though. This is, this line right here. Just the kind of stuff you put in your cheesy romance right at the start. Reen's like, what do I say to that? Maybe this is the right time for you to try and raise them. Of course, sounds so different than the image I already had in my head. The way you tell it, it sounds like one big family. Yeah, I could understand that. I mean, if you're a mercenary group, it's got to be pretty tight-knit. A bit more violent and bloodthirsty, I guess. Maybe it's just narrow-minded. I mean, when you're people who fight regularly and constantly for money, it certainly would create a... it would paint a picture of who that kind of person would be. Is that so? Can't even accept their existence. Huh. I wonder if that's somewhat telling. What do you mean? Buy the tools and fertilizer. I guess we'll get on it. Let's ask Shane for some advice for the best way to raise them. Tools and the fertilizer they needed, after which they made their way to the Academy's flower beds to plant the seeds. I believe in you, Fee. You can do it. Should bloom in a few months if I raise them, right? Yeah, can't wait. Be happy to see them, Fee. We'll come check on them with you whenever we can. Oh, no problem. That's what we're here for. That's what we do. Has Fee ever said thank you before? I don't mean in general, I mean like on screen, right? Like, have we ever seen her say thank you? Oh, okay. Also fast travels us to the school, so that's gonna helpful. What were the quests we had for today, anyway? Let's fire up Chapter 3 here. Oh, yeah, we gotta help out Vincent here. He's behind the storage building. I think that's over by, yeah, there he is. Right over. Across from the riding club. We'll talk with him as we go, but for now we have a whole lot of people to chat with. There's no need to worry about test results. We don't rank these flowers while we raise them, right? I mean, people have, like, competitions for growing plants and flowers and the like. So grow up strong and healthy. It's more life than test results. I appreciate the mentality. Bottom line, right? You want to be healthy. You want to be well taken care of. At the end of the day, the test results will work themselves together. Hey, Vivi. Can't help but love pranking Lynn. She's just so easy. Can't think of a better toy or friend than a twin sister. Yikes. Vivi, you gotta be a little nicer than that. Surprised that our fishing here is not recovered after like days since the last time we were here, but that's okay. We'll use some ground bait. Fire up our Lake Lord Star, our new rod that I've been neglecting to use, and get some fishing done. I think this is a new one.
Now that's a catch.
Yeah, gold salmon, 15 of 20. Give me some more. I need some more fish. Give me this salamander.
What even is this?
Got him. One more. Give me something big. Nah, it's just another salamander. We got him.
What even is this?
Easy enough. How goes it, Kenneth? I mean, not really. I'm not a piece when you set up your line. There's no point in even being out there. Interesting. He has such a reverence for fishing, so it's always so amusing to hear how Kenneth talks about how he treats fishing. Let's talk to Vincent while we're over here. Just see how he's doing. Hey, man. Why are you hiding over here? It's weird that this scene has to assume we've never met Vincent before. Overflowing with love and pathos, the one, the only, Vincent Florald. You are the Cupid. I guess? I wouldn't really... Reen doesn't seem like the cherubic type, but I guess it's fine. That's what I've grown to expect. We are here, though, yeah. I'm not sure. Congratulations. Makes much sense, but that's okay. Sure. Let's hear it. What do you got to say? So Rifa is currently nowhere to be seen. Now that I think about it, it is... He's trying to avoid his maid, I think. Okay. Been rather constraining. Ah, alright. But 3 passionate love letters of late, and all from a single writer. What are question signs? With not, but a nom de plume. Request you find the young lady. Okay. They are staying anonymous, so what do you want me to do about it? Pen name rather than remaining completely anonymous is proof of pining hopeful heart. Alright, Vincent, we'll see what we can do. She's a first year. Okay, so she speaks in somewhat a respectful tone, so he thinks that implies she's an underclassman. That's fine. She attacked depressed Grand rose at the end of each letter may serve as a hint as well. A grand rose. Yeah, we remember closely that that's what that's about. Vivi pranking us not too long ago. The only way to obtain a grand rose and Trista's purchased from town florist. Yep, we are aware. So, which the shy maiden has sent the letters. I mean, I don't know if the florist will give away that kind of information, but we could certainly ask. The very model of grace. Is that so? What was the name she was using? The Grand Maiden. Nickname taken from the daughter of a baron who married into the imperial family long ago. At the time was so smitten that he gave her countless numbers of grand roses, and so came the moniker. Interesting. Yeah, we'll stop by the flower shop at some point and see what we can find out. Let's go check on the riding club over here. A post-exam ride. Lambert, having a good time. Today we ride for the sake of freedom. Lambert, it's just he's just so into it, man. I would imagine he is. Usus tends to take everything very seriously. I don't think we can interact with the horses. Oh, okay. Even more into this than I realized. It's just dirt, hardly an issue. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, they're animals. You should expect to get dirty. Should I give them a hand? Yeah, sure, why not? Let's hang out with Usus. I've got some experience working with horses myself, so might help you out. It must be your hobby to show up unbidden to assist people. You know, it kinda is. It's kinda like our thing is to just show up and help people without really being asked. Yeah, whatever. Why not? Let's help out. So Reen has some experience with taking care of horses. That makes sense. He lives in, lived in a somewhat rural area from the sounds of how he describes it, so not really surprising that he would have interacted with horses in the past. Also, as nobility, I think it's also something they talked about, that riding is pretty normally taught. Frail noble body or anything. Paula's having a good time here. Work as your toothless jokes would be done by now. Hey. This is a cute little interaction here. I mean, I imagine he doesn't really care. Time to focus. Oh. The horse became unhappy. Ah, okay, it's new. Do we now? Bred to be the best horses. Even the army get their horses from there. So the Highlands is known for horses. It's good to know. So Usus is good with horses. Interesting. Perhaps animals in general, but he seems to have a fairly... It's weird to explain, because like they show off that Usus is personable to a certain extent, but he, how would I put it? He's a rather harsh person. So normally that would go along or hand in hand with maybe not being able to calm people down as effectively, but at least with the kids that he met earlier and with the horse here, he seems to be able to provide a calming perspective, which is a little strange. Okay. So it's just a way to cure the boredom. That sounds like something Rufus would do. Learned about horses with a silver spoon in his mouth. Show me up like this. Yeah, I imagine Eustace has probably gotten a little bit more relaxed about all of this. But no big deal. Just the fruits of our labor. Let's put it that way. Paula definitely seems to have a bit of a rivalry, which is kind of amusing. The characters who are in the sports clubs have, or Eustace's own club interaction. Each character has their own little dynamic with them in the clubs that they're in. Rean doesn't really get that, but instead he has the student council interactions and stuff with all the upperclassmen. Let's go check on the lacrosse team over here. Nothing wrong with getting into arguments every now and then. Emily and I argued all the time. Interesting. Honesty is the only way you can truly bond with somebody. Yeah, they say it's like arguing and getting mad at each other, as bad as it can be sometimes when things go too far. If you can respect the honesty and the fact that the person is telling you something with hopes of changing it because they care enough to have that sort of strong feeling about it, it's certainly valuable to recognize. Ah, okay. Post-midterm match going, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Ah, okay. So Ferris has an issue with Sharon arriving. What? So they had an argument over Sharon coming? I don't know how that really affects Ferris in a meaningful way. Okay, so we pretty much interacted with everybody outside of the buildings. Let's drop by the gym here and see how things are going. Alan and Patrick getting mad at each other again. Oh, Alan's making another attempt. Aside like the dirt you are. That's rough, Patrick. Come on now. You don't need to go that low. If you're gonna beat him, that's good enough. Seems like the perfect way to get things going after midterms. I guess, yeah, I mean, come back out of midterms, throw everybody into a bunch of sparring matches, see how it goes, and then back to training. Let's get started. Didn't expect something like that so soon after our exams. Put out some of our hotheads out. Fair enough, fair enough. Let's actually do something really quick here. I want to just tab out very briefly here, so bear with me. The audio is probably going to cut out. Go ahead and fix that. Make this just a little bit louder. And I did find... I think somebody just did that. Okay. That person here? Who knows? We actually got back in here. I want to go ahead and thank FlyX Punk for following. I actually followed a couple hours ago, but I wasn't actually streaming during that time, so thought I'd go ahead and throw out the thank you for that. Alrighty. Went ahead and raised the game audio just a little bit. Hey, Casper. I've ever seen Lauren not put her all into something. Can't blame her for taking a break. Oh yeah, I guess she should be at practice, shouldn't she? Yeah, I was gonna say, Casper, focus on yourself. It is interesting, though. She wasn't feeling up to practice today. We went shopping with her, so I guess we skipped practice with her. Ah, well, Klein recognizing she just isn't ready yet. Better to wait. Haven't improved at all. Just not getting better no matter how much I try. Maybe I'm not trying hard enough. I feel like there's maybe more to it than that. We know that Laura's certainly trying, but they did bring up that she was kind of struggling in the role as a mentor teacher. So maybe there's some sort of a disconnect with being able to transfer that effort into progression. Anybody here? No. We're not going to go into the old schoolhouse just yet. I just wanted to see if there's anybody hanging out outside. All the bikes missing. Let's check out the engineering building. Yeah, I figured. So these two are going to take the bike for a test ride. We're going to do that a little bit later, but for now, just wanted to make sure there's, again, nobody in there that needed our attention. Between the exams and the endless rain, the sports clubs haven't had a chance to practice together for a while. Yeah, that's kind of interesting, though, that they are, but the only person that we've seen actually going to clubs are Yuzis and Fee, where Elisa and Laura are missing. Yeah, they're all so fired up. Everyone's all fired up after practicing with the clubs for the first time in a while. Yeah, I imagine it's a little strange to take, you know, a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks off, and then suddenly throw yourself back at it. So, the exams are over. The cafeteria is getting really busy. Let's get this over here. We gotta tab out one more time. There we go. Fix that really quick. Alrighty. What is this exactly? What's going on here, Emma? Outline for our next work. The pure love story focused on boys who've devoted themselves to sports, body and soul. Is she writing free? Let you join on the fun too. You'll be helping me out once we got the rough draft written up. It's broad. Is that what that is? Finishing these exams and inspired to plan out a new story. Alright, well, have at it. I'm aware that this genre is popular with women, but seeing it firsthand is really tend to have me help with this. She enjoys her boy love stories, and as a result, it seems Emma has been roped in with it. Oh, they're really into chess. Hey, no problem. You're sorry to pull you away. Is there a big chess game coming up or something? You seem very focused. Not just any match. A match that'll determine the fate of the club. Didn't they already have that? Chess seems pretty interesting. Should I stick around and watch? Why not? Yeah. Do you mind if we watch? I mean, most people I know, myself included, know how to play chess, so it's... But playing it at a high level is certainly takes a whole lot of practice, so worth watching. I mean, aren't you guys already playing? Oh. Stefan doesn't even mind. What a nice guy. And that's checkmate. Oh, and we lost. That didn't take long. Some high-level play. Well, we did hear that he beat their nobles, so he must be quite good. Fair enough. That's fair. So one of the nice things with chess is it's, you can get almost continually better by playing people who are better than you, because you can always learn the next step, and then the step after that, and because it's a closed system, you can eventually learn every available option to you. You can eventually learn every available option to you, and then start narrowing those options down to the best ones. Never lost a game back home. He really is a savior of our chess club. Yeah, it does make sense. Hunting, but never got quite that good at hunting. Oh, sorry. Why? Yeah, I agree, Machias. Why would you? Hunting's not an exclusively noble pastime, after all. I was gonna say, if anything, it's the opposite. Wouldn't the incredibly destitute be more likely to be hunting? Obviously, hunting for sport is more of a rich person thing, but hunting is a general thing that is done. It's not that common in Heimdall. Well, I mean, it's the big city. What do you want? It's literally the large city in the dead center of the Empire. I don't imagine there's a whole lot of game around. Fair enough. That's a very mature way to look at it. Thanks, Machias. Don't get started getting weird on me now. I don't really know what you're talking about, but friendships with you is all about. Thank you, Stefan. I appreciate that. And your eyebrows. Need as many people as possible if we're going to take them down. I'm pretty sure we would be a liability. As far as like high-level chess play goes. This isn't about the fact that they're nobles anymore. It's shaming the very act of playing chess. Pure and simple. Aren't gonna let that stand. Well said, Machias. I appreciate the candor. The enthusiasm is awesome. Yeah, we'll root for you. We got our own large amount of things to get done.